this is going to be a reading for the month of March 2019. Please remember this is a general reading and may not resonate with everyone. If you like the reading, like, subscribe, and share my channel. So let's get on with the reading for you guys. I'm going to pull one card from the Alice in Wonderland deck to see what the overall energy is for Cancer for the month of March. I actually did spend some time kind of honing in on your energy. Before I pull a card, I just want to give the messages that came through with that. With Cancer, having difficulties getting out of your own way, it said blocking your true essence. Towards the end of the month, you'll start to be coming out of your shell. And this month, you're a truth seeker. The answers are in front of you, but you're not seeing them. And the animal symbol that came up for you was the horse. The horse is the universal symbol of freedom without restraint. So you're kind of holding back on something. You need to free yourself from your own bindings. And like I said, you're having difficulties getting out of your way. You have strong emotions and passionate desires this month. You will be overcoming obstacles, and the horse reminds you to take care of your emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. All right, now we can pull a card from the Alice in Wonderland deck. What is the overall energy for Cancer for the month of March 2019? Okay, we got keep your temper. Don't allow anger to rule you, okay? So maybe you're having some issues with someone in your life, or you're angry about something, but it's asking you to deal with that in a calmer perspective. Maybe you need to just, step away from whatever the issue is so that you can get yourself calmed down. But it's saying you're kind of running out of patience, and you're feeling like life isn't really being too patient with you. And I think that, is being too kind to you this month. And that's what I kind of said in the beginning, you're just having difficulties getting out of your own way. But this card is asking you to keep your temper in check, and you'll go farther. You get more with honey than you do vinegar. Okay, so that's your overall energy for the month of March. Let me give 2 shuffles, and we'll go on with the rest of the reading. And I will look at love for singles and couples briefly at the end of this portion. Something tells me that really isn't something that's on your mind this month. Let me split the deck. Okay, 4 of Swords, and 4 of Swords actually is good here because it's actually putting down your swords and kind of taking a rest, going within. Okay, something needs to be balanced. You've got the 2 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Pentacles is all about creating balance, juggling multiple things. But for you, I think it's more about being able to create that balance from within, especially with the Keep Your Temper card coming up. So let's take a look. Let me see if there's anything else that stands out. So you've got the 7 of Pentacles over here, and the 7 of Pentacles is kind of a seed has been planted about something, and you're just kind of waiting there patiently for it to grow. Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is asking you that you need to think quickly and decisively about something this month. and to remain, there may be on guard because there may be some trouble or conflict. And pay attention to what's going on around you. But tact is needed at this point. So maybe it's, and it's also kind of saying that it's time to put an end to some petty conflicts. So it looks like there is definitely some conflict going on for you this month with someone or something. But the initial card that came up is the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords, she's putting down her three of her swords. She's still kind of hanging on to one. But the Four of Swords is stepping away from something and taking time out and taking a rest. So this is, I think, your advice. I know it's in a weird spot, but it's the very first card that came up, is that you need to step away from something and take a rest from it in order for you to see where you need to go with it, and maybe to see what how you can not be so much in a place of anger, I guess is what I want to say. So just kind of, and during this time, it's time for you to kind of go within and seek your answers from within during this time of this rest period. And then we got the Lover's card. Now the Lover's card is, it used to be called the Choice card because there's choices to be made. So there could be some issues around a romantic relationship because the Lover's card, can represent a love in your life that, was destined. The angel represents destiny, but maybe there's some conflict between the two of you right now. But just remember, when the Lover's card comes up, there's a choice that's got to be made that's going to affect your future. Okay? And there's challenges that need to be overcome at this point. And I think that's more where that card is heading with you, is working to overcome challenges, taking a rest, and during that time, working from within to overcome some challenges that have been presented to you. As I said, the Page of Swords is telling you to, think quickly and act decisively, and remain on guard because there may be some conflict around. Yeah, this is all talking about conflict, that some type of conflict that's either within or with someone else. But this card is asking you to pay attention to what's going on around you. So it may be with something that's going on around you. But remember, with this card, it asks, make sure that, you remain tactful in your approach. Don't come in with this temper of flaring and playing the blame game or whatever. Just approach the situation very tactfully. The next card we got is the Karma card, and this card is only in this deck. But, karma talks about basically what we put out there is what we get back, is what I see with the Karma card. So if you're putting out feelings of discouragement, feelings of anger, feelings of, just not getting where you want to go, that's what's going to come bac to you. And feelings of conflict, because conflict seems to be, quite a message here. That's what's going to come back to you. So you need to kind of gain a different perspective and use this situation as a learning situation in how to deal with conflict in a more productive manner, is what I'm hearing. As I talked about the Seven of Pentacles card earlier, the Seven of Pentacles card is, planting a seed. You've planted the seed, and now you're kind of waiting to for your harvest to grow. Okay, and you're patiently waiting for that harvest to grow. The next card that came in is the Emperor. And when the Emperor card comes in, The Emperor, he's very strong and steadfast and courageous, but one thing about this Emperor card, um, it's asking you to survey the scene and consider options for the future. If you see the Emperor sitting in the chair and he's looking over at what's going on with the children, and that may be his future, and he's just kind of taking everything in. So the Emperor wants you to observe and take everything in. Maybe not necessarily take the action like the Page of Swords cards asked you to do, but just kind of sit and survey and see what's going on. The Emperor also brings structure and order. So maybe there's some type of structure and order that needs to be brought to the situation. The next card we got is the High Priest. And the High Priest is, looking within for knowledge, and it's an opportunity for growth. So whatever this conflict situation is, it's an opportunity for you to gain some growth and a chance to gain some insight and understanding on how you may not have dealt with conflict in the past in a constructive manner. Going into some silence to find the answers, going within. And this card is telling you with the High Priest that, inaction is your best course at this point. And he's got 2 keys. The High Priest has got 2 keys here. And he's so you hold the key. You hold the key on to how the outcome is going to come with this, okay? It's all up to you and how you respond to the situation. Sorry about the delay there. But the High Priest card also in other decks is referred to as the Hierophant. And it's about questions that are needing answers and advice. And there needs to be some balance. I talked, and the next card next to that is balance. There needs to be balance between the physical and spiritual. But he helps you to look where to find your own truth. He's got those keys and he puts them in your hands to unlock the mysteries and gain deeper knowledge. And he's trusting that you're going to find those answers on your own. He's not going to tell you the answers. You have to use those keys to unlock them, to find them on your own. Okay? And learn from past experiences and how you responded in past experience. He'll help you with where to look, but you do have to find your own truth when the High Priest comes up. Okay? And like I said, he's about gaining that balance within. And the next card that we have is the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles is all about balancing. You may have a lot going on and you have to figure out how you can balance that, juggling multiple things. So it looks like for you guys, Cancer, this month, there may be some conflict around you. And your overall energy is asking you to keep your temper. Don't allow feelings of anger to rule you, because when you do that, that's what you're putting out there. So that's what's going to come back to you. It could be a conflict within a relationship that you have in your life. And, it could be a relationship that's been there from, I'm going to say, that was planted in the past. Yeah, in the past. But you're going to spend some time kind of going within and learning from how you reacted to these types of situations in the past, and that maybe it wasn't the best way to react to it, and you're gonna kind of develop a better way to deal with conflict in your life. But you're also being asked to, be the surveyor. Just kind of observe and watch what's going on around you. Don't act on anything at this point until you can find your balance, and until you can go within to seek the answers from yourself that you need. Okay, let's take a look at the love. Sorry about the long pauses there. I was getting messages for some of them. All right, we're going to pull 2 cards from the Doreen Virtue deck. One for singles, one for couples. Heart-to-heart conversations. I believe Taurus got this one too in the singles. So, when we looked at your other spread, it kind of insinuated that there may be some conflict with a partnership. So this card is saying to the singles that there's some heart-to-heart conversations that need to happen. That you need to honestly discuss your feelings with each other, okay? And I'm going to pull a couple of cards with this to see what comes up. Let me just give some shuffles here. What is heart-to-heart conversations here for Cancer singles? We got the Lovers again. So it's definitely about having a conversation with someone that you've either been in a relationship with or are currently in a relationship with. Well, this is for singles, so you wouldn't be in a relationship with them currently. So it could be a ex that maybe, or someone that you were involved with, that there really needs to be some airing out in conversation with some things that occurred. Yeah, because the heart-to-heart conversations need to occur with someone that you were in a relationship with, or it could even be a friend. It doesn't necessarily have to be a lover's. Because the person felt like either you or the other person felt like they were put out in the cold, okay? There was some type of loss here. If you see, the pentacles are on the tree, but the tree is very barren and it's very snowy. So there was definitely some type of, something was left bare. There was no conclusion. It just kind of, like I said, either you or the other party felt like they were put out in the cold. Because what I'm kind of hearing is that, communication, we got the 5 of Swords. Communication just kind of stopped. There was no closure, I guess is what I want to say. And then we got the 5 of Swords. And the 5 of Swords usually represents, this card is very different than the normal 5 of Swords. But 5s usually represent conflict. And Swords represent the intellect the mind, communication. So, I'm feeling like there just needs to be some communication that needs to occur here, so that the conflict that is going on from within for both parties. I feel like it's from within, not, there's not like screaming and yelling at each other. There's not, any of that. It's just more conflict about the how things kind of went. Whoever feels like they've been put out in the cold, and it may be both parties that feel like they were put out in the cold. But there's definitely, communication. There needs to be communication that needs to happen, because it can lead to a happier and healthier relationships between each of you. You're working together. You got the Three of Pentacles, working hard, building something, and then the relationship can move forward. And this is your card, Cancer, so the Chariot's about movement forward. And with the two horses, we have a black and a white horse, and it may be someone that you're not normally accustomed to being with. But the Chariot card definitely represents moving forward, whether it means that, you guys are choosing to no longer be in each other's lives, or there's movement forward in the relationship. But there just really needs to be a conversation that's going to occur here, if anything, to bring some closure to the situation. Because with the Lovers card here too, it's saying that there's some choices that need to be made, and some balance that needs to be brought in. But also the Lovers card, represents the healing that it can occur. And just know when the Chariot card comes in, it's all about having self-confidence and determination to succeed. And belief in self, and that there's a victory that can occur if you're willing to both sit down and have this conversation. All right, that was for Cancer singles. That Five of Swords card is so different looking in this deck. But like I said, that Five of Swords to me is all about, the communication that needs to happen because of some type of conflict, whether it be within or with each other. I think the conflict, though, is more within. Like, people are thinking, somebody's thinking there's conflict there, but there may not be. Please give me one card for Cancer couples. Whoa! Please give me one card for Cancer couples for March 2019. What I'm hearing now, too, with that Five of Swords is clearing the air, because, Swords cards are air signs. The air needs to be cleared. Okay, Cancer couples got trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. And, I think this is just my personal viewpoint, but in a relationship, one of the biggest things is trust, okay? And having faith in the relationship and one another. So, this month, you're being asked, Cancer couples, to have faith and trust in the relationship and what it brings to your life. Why is the trust card here for Cancer couples? The Ten of Wands. Okay, so somebody's been carrying a lot of burdens when the Ten of Wands comes up. If you can see, he's carrying that big stack of the wands on his back. So somebody's been carrying a lot of burdens. But with the 10, 10s are completions. So the burdens may be coming to an end. So maybe, you know, there was something going on that made one partner or both partners not have some trust because one of the partners was carrying a lot of the burdens of the relationship. The Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords talks about anxiety, being up all night, you know, just really being up in your head quite a bit. So maybe you guys needed to have the heart-to-heart conversations card as well. But I think that is the burden. The burden is that, you know, there wasn't much communication with each other. But a lot of communication going on in your own head, okay? That wasn't good. You know, anxiety, sadness, feeling alone, depression. And that's the burden that was being carried. But the Romance Angels card is saying that you need to trust and have faith in this relationship. So it's time for you to stop carrying that burden. Why is trust here for Cancer relationships? And start to work to, you know, work hard to regain that trust that you had one time with each other. The Three of Pentacles is all about, and I say work together, but it's about, you know, mastering a craft, working diligently and working hard. And you need to work hard to get out of this Nine of Swords state. Because while you're in that state, there's no way that you're going to be able to trust or have faith. Why is the trust card here for Cancer couples? Because once you come out of this, there is going to be a victory, okay? The Six of Wands is representative of a victory. So I think that you are going to be able to move out of this place, but you have to have faith in the relationship and start to work together to rebuild the trust, and stop carrying the burdens of the anxiety and, you know, just the whole worrying about everything. Because once you put that burden down and you start to work hard together, the relationship is going to be victorious. And there'll be balance, okay? Temperance came out with this. And, you know, she's mixing the water in the cups. It's flowing very well. You know, with Temperance, it's all about getting that balance. But if you look at the rainbow in the back, you know, it's having the right mixture so that something beautiful can occur when we have a rainstorm and the sun is out. You know, that's when we get the rainbow. So it's just having that right mixture and being able to find your way out of that that place of anxiety and worry. And, you know, it's about, Temperance is about taking two elements to make something new, okay? And a transformation and a healing, okay? So I think that, you know, there might be some situations going on in your relationship right now that are causing you to not trust somebody. They're causing you worry, anxiety. But it's time to put that burden down and to work together so that this relationship can come out victorious and balanced. You know what I'm saying? She and actually kind of starting over again, because there's going to be that healing and you're going to be able to look at things differently. Alrighty, Cancer, have a great March, and I will probably talk to you later on for the weeklies with the elements.